Minnesota Vikings superstar wide receiver Justin friggin' Jefferson emerged in 2022 as the number one, numero uno wide receiver in the National Football League. But this offseason, one of the main things that the Vikings need to accomplish is finding the Robin to Justin Jefferson's Batman, or the Batman to Justin Jefferson's Batman, like two of them. Two Batmans. And it's a weird concept that a lot of fans and also a lot of media are sort of pushing back on. So Ben Lieber, sideline reporter for the Vikings, former Vikings great linebacker, all that stuff, he tweeted this out a couple days ago. I don't understand the league experts mocking a wide receiver to the Vikings at 23. Did they not watch our defense last year? Now, there's a couple things going on here. Number one, Lieber, defensive guy, linebacker. Of course, that he's going to take that to heart. Like watching the defense last year, and I took that personally. Also, I mean, Lieber has struck up relationships with a lot of these guys in the locker room. And he looks at Adam Thielen, he looks at KJ. It's like, why can't they be wide receiver too? And Thielen, since Lieber and Thielen are also the same age, But if you look at what went on last year, so it's supposed to be the three deep, right? Jefferson, Thielen, and KJ. Now, to a degree, okay, I mean, worked out a little bit, but I mean, Thielen, as we saw, clearly lost a step. 107 targets last year as Jefferson was getting double and triple teamed. 70 catches for 716 and 6 touchdowns. Was that good? Possibly. KJ, who was sort of behind the 8 ball all season, never really got the opportunities, but when he did, he cashed in big time. It was clear that Kirk Cousins trusts him in the clutch. 60 catches for 650 and 5. I think certainly he could rise up and be a wide receiver 2 caliber player, but would you rather be KJ, be the wide receiver 2, or be a wide receiver 2 caliber player playing wide receiver 3? Question mark. Right. And you look at the Vikings wide receiver room right now. Well, so first off, let's answer a couple questions. Is Adam Thielen done? Not at his current pay scale. All right, so not his current pay rate. So if he takes a pay cut and accepts that he's wide receiver 3, 4, sure. Can KJ be wide receiver 2? Yes, I wouldn't bet against him. Is TJ Hawkinson de facto wide receiver 2 or pass catcher number 2? Yes. And you've seen that dynamic work out where you have an alpha wide receiver and an alpha tight end working together in conjunction. But could there be more? Like Jalen Naylor, maybe. Jalen Reagor, not really working out, but we'll see. But there are certainly ways where the Vikings could and should look to add in the wide receiver room. Number one would be free agency, although the pickings are a little bit bare in terms of alpha wide receivers in free agency. I mean, they're going to be free agents for a reason. Sterling Shepard coming off of injuries, meh. DJ Chark had a nice one-off season with the Lions this year. And then you look at, I don't know, the leftovers of Julio Jones, no. Alan Lazard, bringing him across the river. Jacoby Myers. I mean, would Jacoby Myers' free agent prospects be better if you didn't have that brain fart play against Chandler Jones and the Raiders? Maybe. Juju? No. Landry? No. N'Keal Harry? No. So the way to go is the draft. And I understand what Lieber's saying here. It's like, oh, did you see the defense? Did you see the offensive line, etc.? But there's a lot of ways that the Vikings can suture up those issues. They can spend in free agency on the interior offensive line. They can spend in free agency on the interior defensive line. They can pick up a linebacker or two. And also they can address other needs on the defense later on in the draft. Plus, you get Seen, you get Asamoah, you get Booth, you get Evans, you get Atomwo. So you're basically getting an extra additional rookie class from 2022 in 2023 for that defense. And the draft is the way to go for finding that wide receiver too. And I like Quentin Johnston. He's one of those guys where I like his skill set, maybe not specifically for the Vikings, right? But you look at Jordan Addison. I think that he will be a fantastic wide receiver too, working with Justin friggin' Jefferson. Jackson Smith-Njigba is probably the best slot receiver in this class. I think that him working exclusively from the slot while KJ and Jefferson work on the outside would be huge. Keyshawn Boutte, if you want to stick with the LSU connection, we got that. Zay Flowers, to me, is the Percy Harvin of this class. He would be a fantastic variable that Kevin O'Connell can use very creatively. Jalen Hyatt has probably the best straight line speed in this class. Oh, but he can't get off press coverage. Corners rarely ever played press coverage on him because they're worried about his speed. Marvin Mims, Trey Palmer. There's lots of ways where the Vikings can add that speed element, take the top off the defense, and you have a home run threat who, yeah, maybe it's a one-trick pony, but it's a hell of a trick. So, I mean, right now, my perfect My perfect additions to the Vikings will be Addison and Jigba, Flowers, and Jalen Hyatt. In terms of guys going early in the draft, guys around day 2, I like me some Mims. I love me some Trey Palmer as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways where the Vikings can add an extra dynamic pass-catching element to this offense. And, it doesn't have to be at 23, but I think the Vikings could and should keep their eyes peeled, but perhaps a trade-up into round 2, perhaps a trade-up in round 3 to really find themselves that extra playmaker. Because as of right now, like I said, Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, 1 game double and triple team. KJ, I would prefer more as a tertiary option. TJ Hawkinson is obviously one of the best pass catching tight ends in the National Football League. I don't know if Thielen's going to be back, and if he's back, what role is he going to be? Can Jalen Naylor step up in year 2? The way that KJ stepped up from 2020 to 2021. Can Rager actually get onto the field and actually get dialed in, and then also not give up interceptions when he quits on routes? I don't know. I don't really know, but I think the Vikings certainly could and should be on the lookout to find that Robin to Justin Jefferson's Batman, and then go fight crime in Gotham, or something like that. By the way, the Batman the Animated Series, the GOAT, the absolute GOAT cartoon of all time. Anyways, let us know your thoughts and our thoughts. Vikings need to find wide receiver 2 this offseason. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Don't support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo, but till next time, Skull Production Value.